Hello everyone and welcome to my garage. I'm going to start doing my intros in other places besides the same place. I feel like I'm not putting enough production into my videos. That being said, welcome to another pay dirt review. And today, I gotta go get it and it's heavy. Today we're doing one I've done several times. I got the 75 gallons of concentrated pay dirt. 75 gallons high grade. You see the price. Since I was there was no way I was not going to buy pay dirt. I went ahead and bought, I didn't buy their biggest one. Their biggest one is actually, it's like $4.25 and it's basically the same thing with a nugget thrown in. I just decided to go one step down from that and get the $175 concentrated gold pay dirt. So that's where we're at. That's what we're going to do. Roll the intro so we can get to classifying. So again, I'm doing another Crisson Gold Mine pay dirt review. Usually I'll buy their 15 to 1 gallon concentrated pay dirt. They all come in the same amount, 1 gallon of pay dirt. And that's why I always buy it, because I don't get a consistency. There's no guarantee of any amount of gold. It doesn't guarantee nothing. And sometimes you do well with them, sometimes you don't do so well with them. They're really a hit and miss type of pay dirt. So when I did the 75 gallon unconcentrated, I think I got 1.8 grams of gold. It was somewhere in that range, and I was very disappointed. I was disappointed because I thought I was going to get more gold than that. I thought I would at least get 2.5 grams, which I did not. Let's get to classifying. So we're going to start out, we're just going to classify it, I think, into 5, maybe 6. I usually do Crisson Gold pay dirt into just 5 because they don't have flour gold. This is my 1/4 inch, and I had to let it dry because another thing with Crisson pay dirt, it always comes very damp. So normally I will let it dry out, but their material is always the exact same way. It's basically just river rock and crushed quartz. Very little black sands, almost zero magnetic material. All right, this is my 1/8 inch classifier right here. But yeah, most of the material that will be in this is going to be 20 mesh material and then 40 mesh material and a little bit of -40. So yeah, their pay dirt is always very consistent as far as the same type of pay dirt I get all the time. But the way they do it there is really cool too, because they have a whole system at their place that they sell their pay dirt. I don't know if they still mine it. What they tell you is they crush all of their quartz and their ore that they get from the mines, and then they concentrate it and they don't look in it. They've always said the only time we add gold is when they do their nugget bucket, and they will add a nugget. I just find that impossible to believe, because there's no way that they would mine all that gold and not pull out nuggets. Doesn't add up to me. And I'm not dogging them on it. It's just, that's what I've heard. I'm sure that they seed their pay dirt. I'm sure they concentrate it down and they pull the gold out, and then they just throw it in whatever they've crushed, and then they package it. Every time I buy a lot of the 15 to 1 concentrated bags, and I'm always getting between 6/10 to 8/10 of a gram every single time. And if you do the math on that, if I bought 75 gallons to 1, which is 5 times what 15 to 1 is, then I should be getting, even if it's 6/10 per 15 gallons, I should have got 2.5 grams of gold in that pay dirt I got that unconcentrated. You know, I don't think they just concentrate their stuff and just dump everything into a gallon bucket and don't look at it. All right, so there's my 1/8 inch right there. A lot of material in that 1/8 inch. Hopefully there'll be some nice little pickers in there. All right, we're done with the classifying, and yeah, now it's time to take a look at it. So this is where we stand. This is really weird because it's so disproportioned as far as size, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So there's my 1/4 inch, followed by my 1/8 inch, followed by my +10, followed by my +20 in this big giant bucket right here. Then my +40, and then in this full bow right here, my -40. So 6 classes. There's the classifying. Now let's get to panning. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, I'm trying to decide whether I wanted to do the smallest to the biggest or biggest to the smallest. I want to do smallest to biggest. So before I do that, I need to put some water in this -40 because there's a lot of it. I had to put it in a bigger bowl, but we're going to sluice this. So I'm going to try out my new sluice mat with this material. I've done it before with some other material, but it was just sand, and it didn't really do good with just sand and the fact there wasn't any gold in there. So I'm going to pan you over to the sluice box, and we're going to sluice my -40 material. Be very glad that you're not smelling what I'm smelling right now, because it is absolutely awful. Stagnant water. So yeah, anytime I run any material through my sluice box, I have to wet the material, or else it could just float right over the top. Again, like I always do, I do have a tailings catcher. Even when I get done with this stuff, I will pan it just to make sure that I'm not missing any gold or losing any gold. I do need to make adjustments to it. I need to fix this, put a new one of these on, fix this little rubber mat I've got up here on the top where I put my material, because it's coming unglued. But yeah, this is the first time officially I've run material like this in this sluice mat, so I'm interested to see how well it does. Normally I just use a regular straight ripple sluice mat. Yeah, I'm just going to do a couple of these spoonfuls, and then we'll go to high speed because this will take a long time. Okay, so I just panned all of those tailings and no gold. So that's a good thing, unless there's no gold in my sluice box, and then that's a bad thing. There are the tailings, not a whole lot, but it's not a very big sluice mat, so there shouldn't be a whole lot. Plus, there's not a whole lot of sand in this pay dirt. There was a little bit of black sands in my tailings, not a lot. This will be the one that's got all the black sands. Crisson pay dirt, I've done it so many times, I know I don't need to classify it down any further than -40. I've done it to -60 before and never got anything. So -40 is usually the smallest stuff that they have, with the occasional flower gold. So I think that should be enough on that ripple. So let me try my finishing side, this side right here. This is the one I wanted to really test it. I don't even know if there's any gold in this -40 stuff, but I wanted to see how well it did on this ripple. It's a slow process, I know that. I see some gold. It's staying back too, so that's a good sign. So far I see 3 pieces of some flakes. Oh, maybe just one little piece of floury gold too. See if I can pan this back. That's the one thing I don't like about this pan, is it's not easy to pan the material back, because you got to be very aggressive with it to get that black sand to come back to the other side. 1, 2, 3 pieces of flour gold, and then 3 flakes. Awesome. Let me suck it up, and we'll move on to my, what, +40? Now it is time to do the +40, and I'm going to do a little bit tonight, and then I'm going to quit and start on it again tomorrow, because there's my +40, and it's a lot. And what I usually do is 3 spoonfuls at a time. But yeah, this stuff from here on out, I mean, even the -40 was easy to pan, but this stuff's very easy to pan off. See how quick it is? Very quick to pan. Pan it back, 2 little bitty flakes right there. Suck it up, move on. Tippy tap tap, pan it back. Oh, there's a lot in this one. Jeez, good Lord, that was a big one. So that was 4 scoops. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 19 pieces of gold flake right there. I keep count. This is a little game that I play when I pan Crisson gold, because the pay dirt's always the exact same. So I play a game with my plus 40 and my plus 20. I count how many spoonfuls I put in there, and then I count how many flakes that I get out of it, and I compare it. So like if I get 60 spoonfuls in that plus 40 and I get 65 flakes, then I get 1 flake per spoonful. I know it's kind of ridiculous, but that just shows you how much I've done Crisson pay dirt. I don't do it with any other pay dirt, just Crisson, just because I'm so familiar with their pay dirt. But yeah, this pan right here makes 10 spoonfuls, and so far I've got 22 flakes, not counting this one yet. But this is 75-to-1 concentrate, so I should be getting a lot of flakes in this one. Usually when I do it, it's the 15-to-1 concentrates. All right, pan it back. I see more flakes. Oh yeah. So in that batch, I got 2, 4, 6, 7 more flakes. So that's 29 flakes and 10 spoonfuls. It is the next day, and yeah. So let's do the overhead shot, and we'll continue with my 40 mesh. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3 more. And I think I had, like I said, 10 spoonfuls and 29 flakes of gold. Tap it back. Oh yeah, more flakes. Look at that. 6 flakes of gold right there. I don't know what it is about Crisson Gold buying pay dirt, but their ROI is not as good as other places like Gold Bay and Gold Nugget Sales, Vendetta, all those guys. They always have really great returns. I think it has something to do with maybe unpredictability. You just don't know exactly what you're going to get in each pan or in each pay dirt bag. I think that's enough. Let's pan it back. Tons of flakes. So what do we have here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 21 flakes of gold. Sweet. Okay, let's tap it back. Yeah, I got a lot of flakes again. They're all bunched together. I can't even count those. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 21 again. So what's that? Golly, I had 79. All right, so this time I'm going to use my new gold pan. I want to test it out with this material. So I sanded it down a little bit more. So that's 40 spoonfuls that I've panned so far. And what did I say? 79. That's enough, and then I'll take it to my finishing side. I'm curious to see how bigger material does on this finishing side. Don't really need to pan it back, but we will. But yeah, there they are. 3 pieces. 5 flakes of gold there. Alright, so that is the last bit of my 40 mesh material. My plus 40 minus 20. So we had 56 spoonfuls of pay dirt, 87 pieces of gold. There's a couple. 4 pieces. I got 91 flakes of gold and 56 spoonfuls of dirt in my 40 mesh. So I had 1.5 flakes of gold per spoonful. Math, right? So we're done with the 40. Now it's time for the 20, and there's a lot. That's almost full. It's about 3/4 full. We're just going to do what we did the last time. I'm going to do spoonfuls at a time. We'll do 5 at a time. Put you on the overhead, and then we'll start digging into this 20 mesh. I'm going to go ahead and start out with this pan, see how it does. Yeah, I think this one's just a little bit too big for what I'm doing in my garage. But we'll try it out, see what happens. I don't think this finishing edge would be, I don't think it's made for this size gold. There is 1 piece of gold in there, and it is staying back. 1 piece right there. 1 piece and 5 spoons. That's not good. Let's go back to my little pan. I just like this one better. There's 5 more scoops. Let's tap it back. Ooh, got some wiry gold. 4 pieces. 4 pieces right there. One of them's wiry. Cool. Another 5 spoonfuls. This will be 15 spoonfuls. We'll pan it back. Oh no, there it is. Buried deep, but it's in there. Another piece of wire gold. Cool. 3 more pieces right there. Another piece of wire gold right there, and then 2 little flakes. And now let's do 5 more. Every time I do this pay dirt, especially when I scoop it up with a spoon, it looks like grape nuts. It's like, yum, 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 yum. Yeah, every time I buy Crisson pay dirt, I always say, yeah, I'm not going to do a video. I've done it so many times, I'm not going to do a video. And then I end up doing a video. Oh no, I drew a blank. Not a single piece. Well, so out of 20 spoonfuls, still stuck at 8. Oh yeah, this was a good one. Let's see, that was 25 spoonfuls, and right now I have 8 flakes out of this 20. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 more. Cool. I got a bunch in that one. 5 more scoops. So while I'm doing this one, this pan right here, I wanted to ask you guys or talk to you guys about ways to go out and pan for gold. And what I mean by that is I've been doing this a lot. I just haven't gone anywhere to search for gold. And the reason why is just because I don't know where to go. Well, actually there's 2 reasons. Number 1, I'm on the East Coast, so that makes it impossible for me to go to places like California, Arizona, that kind of stuff to go gold panning. And number 2, I don't know where to go. The only place I've been in Dahlonega and got into a creek or a river and did it at a park, which, you know, isn't ideal anyway. And I've done the research on it, but I just can't find a public place where you can go and pan. Any of you guys, if you know of any place in my area that you could pan, even if it's a pay to pan place, let me know in the comments. And then the other thing is, I really do want to understand and or learn how to get a claim. Now what I mean by that is I'm not wanting to buy 300 acres of land for $80,000 or $1 million so I can try to get gold out of it. I'm talking more of a river type of claim where you can, you know, I don't know how it works. So I need your guys, I need you guys to help me out on that and let me know basically how it's done. You know, where do you research it? I've done some research myself, but let's pan this back. I got 2 pieces there, so that makes 20 right there. But yeah, I've been trying to find a way to either pay for an area to be able to pan like a claim. I've watched Dan Hurd, and I know he's got a claim on a river where he can pan it, but I don't know how that process works. Does he pay cash for it? Is it like a rental type of thing? I don't know anything about it. I even looked up claims online, and there's websites that says claims for sale, and most of them obviously are in Arizona, California, Alaska, and all that stuff. And they're big, you know, heavy equipment mining claims that I was looking at. $300,000-$400,000, $500,000 claims, that kind of stuff. I'm talking about, is there places that you could go and pay to pan that would have gold, or is there places that you can buy and or rent like a section of a river, stuff like that? That's my question to you guys. So if you have any of that kind of information, I really would appreciate it, and let me know, give me some suggestions. I always hear join clubs as one of the suggestions. I joined the GPAA. That's how I was able to do the one claim that I went to in Buchanan, Georgia. I wanted to do the Lost Dutchman's, the LDMA membership as well, but you have to pay for a lifetime up front. and it's like $3,000. And I'm not spending that for something that I haven't researched and got into yet. Any kind of information would be very helpful. I would appreciate it. I know people are very hush-hush about that kind of information, and I'm not asking you to tell me where the gold is, but just information on how to find something like that. All right, so last pan maybe. Let's see how much is in there. Yeah, last pan. Empty. But that was a lot of pay dirt for that 20 mesh. I'll pan it back, but I don't think I've got maybe one piece. No, none. Well, that stunk. Alright guys, so that's all I'm going to do tonight. I got to dump that and get me some clean water and get rid of this tailings pile. Probably just put it in a big bucket and then repan it later. I'll probably just run it through the sluice to make sure I didn't miss any. But this is what we got left. Still got plenty left. That's my 10 mesh. There's my 1/8 inch right there, and my 1/4 inch. I think if there will be anything, it'll be in one of these two. But we'll pan it tomorrow and find out. Alright guys, welcome back to another day. Try to get this done tonight because I got a long work week ahead of me. So this is my 10 mesh, by the way. We've only got 10 mesh, 1/8 inch, and 1/4 inch, and we're done. I kept my tailings, put it in a gallon bucket. I'm going to repan all that later, make sure I didn't miss any gold. I kind of looked at what I had so far. It looks like I've got somewhere between 3/4 of a gram to a gram of gold. I'm hoping that I get at least another gram. Oh no, so nothing in the first one. I haven't seen any gold in my 10 mesh yet. Oh, nothing. Sorry, I guess I could have showed you, but trust me, there was nothing. Yeah, I have yet to see any yellow in this 10 mesh, and I still haven't seen any. I don't think there's any gold in the 10 mesh, and that will be a first. No, nothing. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my 1/8 inch, and then I've got my 1/4 inch, and then we're done. And no gold. Crap. Here's my second bowl of 1/8 inch, and so far no good on this. I still haven't seen any gold, and I don't think there's any gold in this either. I would have seen it by now. Quartz and rock, no gold. Look at that. Blank again. This is not good. Let's try it again. If this was 60, I would be like, yeah, there's no way I'm going to find any gold in this. If it was the 15-to-1 concentrate, but yeah, this is 75-to-1. I should be finding all kinds of gold in this. Pan it back, I still don't see any gold. No gold. Whew, okay, I'm going to have to take a break for a second. I'm getting a little frustrated. That's a lot of pay dirt that I just panned out without a single piece of gold. Getting a little worried with this stuff, so I mean, we got to continue, but it's not looking good. Do a little more panning, see what happens. Patience. Golly, guys, I don't think there's any gold in this either. I think I've just shot another blank. Not a single piece of gold. Crap. That is all of my 1/8 inch. And, there's no gold in this either. Did somebody come in my garage last night and steal my gold? Look at that. Nothing. Alright guys, so here is the situation. I have 3/4 of a gram of gold in this snuffer bottle right now on my $175 pay dirt from Crisson. This is what I have left, but this is all 1/4 inch material. So the chances of me getting something in here, they aren't zero, but we'll see what happens. I can't believe out of all that stuff I just panned, I didn't get a single piece of gold. That's crazy. We got one more chance at it. We're at my last bit of gold. Oh, oh man, I just saw a big old fat piece of yellow. Should I just dump it all in there? I'm gonna dump it all in there. Look at all that. But I did see a piece of yellow. Now, I just saw a glimpse of it, but it's in 1/4 inch material. All right, so what I'm gonna do first is get rid of these rocks, and I'm gonna take this kind of stuff, my quartz, and I'm gonna stick it in with the rest of my quartz. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do this. This is gonna take me a minute, so there's no point in me showing you this. I guess I can show it to you in speed. Let's high speed this. I scooted all my material out of this way so I can put my quartz here. As I was doing that, I knocked over my pan. So I had to spend a good hour cleaning everything around this area that it got knocked off of. So let's pan this off and then I'll pick the quartz out afterwards. Because I know there's a piece of gold in here. I just don't know how many and how big. Oh, there it is. Oh, crap. I see it. Oh, let's get some more of this off. Is there just one? Man, let's pan it back. She's bought. Wow, look at that. It's huge, but there's a problem. It's flat as a pancake. I'm happy that I got it, but when I first saw it, it was like huge. And I'm like, holy crap, look how big that nugget is. And then I picked it up, and it's as flat as a pancake. Look at that. Let's dump the rest of that out and let's take a look at this. So this is it. This is the last piece I got. I'll tell you what, I'll do it upstairs and I'll compare it then. But yeah, that's the last piece of gold that I got out of that pay dirt. But it's got some weight to it. Alright guys, so that does it for the Crisson gold mine stuff. As far as panning it, now I'm going to let this stuff dry. We're going to take it upstairs, weigh it, look at it, get a value. Let's go upstairs. The gold is all dried out. Now it's time to weigh it. First thing I'm going to do is weigh this nugget because I'm very curious to see how much this weighs alone. I'm going to tear it out to 0 and then we're going to weigh just the nugget. So stick that in there. That's weird. That's almost intentional. It's 1.000 grams of gold. That is a 1 gram nugget. A 1.000 gram nugget. And now we'll add the rest of this in and see what we got. Alright, so we got 1.91 grams of gold. Yeah, so 1.91. Got to get on the computer, see what the value is on that. Let's go look it up. Alright, we're on the gold calculator. Let's go ahead and put the numbers in. At 1.91 grams of gold, we are going to call it 24 karat because it's natural placer gold. Gold prices as of today, October 16th, 1916.33. We're going to calculate 117.68. is the value. $117.68. Paid $175 for it, but with taxes it actually came out to $189 and change, so we'll just call it 190. Calculate 61.9%, so 62% is what we got on the return. Yeah, 62%. I was expecting more out of that. Paying $190 for a bag of pay dirt, you would expect around 2.5 grams. I didn't even hit the 2 gram mark. I did like the fact that I got that nugget, and it's 1 gram, but again, it's very flat. I don't know, all in all, I mean, 61's better than a lot of pay dirt companies kind of teetering over the decent mark, but you know, they never guarantee any amount of gold in their pay dirt. I have gotten better return with their pay dirts. The last pay dirt that I did, the unconcentrated that I did, which was a 75 to 1 gallons, I think I got 1.8 something, so pretty close to what I got this time. I like their pay dirt. I like panning it out, but the past few pay dirts, I just do not like what I've been getting for what I've been paying. So I'm probably not going to buy from them for a while because I'm consistently not getting but about 60%, 50 to 60% from them. And like I said, there's been times where I've gotten 90%. There's been times where I've gotten over 100%. It's been consistently around that 50 to 60% range, and it's just not worth it. There's too many better pay dirts out there. But as far as the gold itself, it's really pretty gold. It's Georgia gold. You know, I know how they process their gold. They use a stamp mill, so all their gold's flat. It's very rare that you'll ever find a fat piece of gold from them. Hoping for better, did not get better, so you know, it is what it is. It's about all I can say about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it.